Live from Innovation Park on the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Tuesday, February 16th. Tonight we'll tell you all you need to know about Penn State's COVID testing plan as well as the Spring 21 Catibus schedule.
We also have an update on the impeachment trial as well as your entertainment, sports, and weather.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Gabriella Hornack.
And I'm Anjelica.
Penn State is now requiring universal COVID-19 testing of all students within the first 2 weeks of in-person learning, from February 15th through the 26th. Both those who are taking in-person classes and those who have a fully remote course load while living in Center County or within a 20-mile radius of a Penn State campus must comply with the university's testing conduct. Students are urged to schedule their appointments as soon as possible and can refer to the email from healthystate@psu.edu for further instruction.
Catibus began operating its Spring 2021 full-service schedule on Monday, February 15th. The bus service will have no changes from their fall operation. All information pertaining routes, schedules, and fares can be found on the CATA website. Ride guides will not be printed because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but a digital version will be on the website. The mobile app MyStop will also have real-time route and schedule information. Penn State's campus shuttle via Beaver Avenue has also resumed. The shuttle will have 16 stops every 20 minutes between 7:15 a.m. and 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. The mobile app Translock will have real-time locations and arrival predictions.
A Bellefonte man was hospitalized after being struck unconscious by a car on February 7th. Authorities say a woman driving a Subaru on Little Marsh Creek Road lost control due to poor road conditions. She then slid across the opposite side of the road and hit the 64-year-old man who was walking on the shoulder. Due to suspected injuries, the man was taken to Mount Nittany Hospital, and the woman, who was wearing her seatbelt, reported no injuries.
Center County added 112 COVID-19 cases over the past 2 days, according to the Pennsylvania Department of Health. There were 87 cases on Sunday and 25 on Monday, bringing the county total to 12,307. 2 new deaths were also reported among the residents of Center County, bringing the county total to 206. The statewide total is now 896,860. According to the Health Department's Hospital Preparedness Dashboard, there are 10 COVID-19 patients hospitalized in Center County, which is 14 less from Saturday. 1 patient is in the intensive care unit and another patient is on a ventilator. 544 additional negative tests were also reported over the 2 days.
Stay tuned because after the break, Kaylin Green will bring you the latest in entertainment.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Kaylin Green with your entertainment update. The annual Thon Dance Marathon is right around the corner as streaming for the event starts this Friday. With Thon being virtual this year, things will look different, but the Thon spirit is still alive and well. This year, Thon will begin broadcasting the event at 5 Friday evening and will run until midnight. Saturday's schedule starts earlier at 6 a.m. with a long list of events such as the Kids and Teen Talent Show and then the Celebrity Guest Performance. The full schedule and streaming information can be found on Thon's main website. Be sure to check Thon's Instagram page as well for all things Thon 2021. Penn State's College of Arts and Architecture is hosting a virtual concert featuring jazz artist Christian Sands. Sands has been playing piano professionally since the age of 10 and has been under the teachings of the late pianist and educator Billy Taylor. Sands also has 2 degrees from the Manhattan School of Music and has performed worldwide at jazz festivals, theaters, and clubs. His 3rd album, Be Water, was released in 2020, which is nominated for a Grammy Award in the Best Instrumental Composition category. The streaming for the event will start at 7:30 this upcoming Wednesday. Netflix released the popular romantic comedy To All the Boys I've Loved. The movie started as a book series written by Jenny Han and was adapted into a movie by Netflix. The movie once again stars Lana Condor playing Laura Jean Covey and Noah Centineo as Peter Kavinsky. The final film now focuses on the teens' relationship as they both prepare for college and their final year of high school. The trailer provides viewers with a few unexpected twists and turns in the plot and sprinkles in some foreshadowing for the ending. The movie was released to Netflix on February 12th and is still available for streaming. That was your entertainment update. Stay tuned because after the break, Mike Marandino will bring you the latest from the world of sports.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Mike Marandino with your sports update. Penn State men's volleyball has been on fire lately as they are coming off of their 5th straight win against the NJIT Highlanders in the first of a 2-game series. The dynamic duo of freshmen Michael Valenzi and Mikal Kowal put on an offensive clinic against the Highlanders, taking 36 swings and putting away 23 balls. For as aggressive as they were, the Nittany Lions only made 5 hitting errors. Valenzi has started the last 6 matches, and Kowal started for the first time in his Penn State career in Saturday's match. The Lady Lions are on a 2-game losing streak after falling 78-65 to the Michigan State Spartans on Saturday. Despite having 4 players score more than 10 points, Penn State couldn't muster up a second-half comeback as Michigan State held a 22-point lead at the break. The Lady Lions' final 4 games are against some of the Big Ten's best, with their next 2 games on the road against Iowa and Nebraska before they come back home with matchups against Ohio State and Rutgers to close out the season. Coach Caroline Keeger wants her team to play as strong on the defensive end as they do on the offensive end. Emmanuel Quickley's high-level play in his rookie year is making the NBA have no choice but to take notice. In Saturday's game against the Houston Rockets, the Knicks guard showed his efficiency and finished with 22 points, making his first 6 shots and shooting 7-9 from the field and 4-6 from downtown. Quickley has been an important role player coming off the bench and adding some spark to the Knicks' offense. Fans became concerned that newly acquired former Knicks guard Derrick Rose would steal Quickley's minutes. However, they thought wrong, as Coach Tom Thibodeau has made Rose and Quickley a backcourt tandem off the bench that the whole league should be aware of at this point. That was your sports update. This week, our interview anchor Samantha Menuza spoke with Julie Miller, the manager of internships in the Belisario College of Communications. Julie discussed the application process for graduating seniors and what that might look like this year. Take a look.
Hey Nittany Lions, welcome back to PSN News. I'm Samantha Menuza. Today I'm here with the College of Comms internship advisor, Julie Miller. Welcome to the show, Julie. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Samantha. Thank you very much for having me.
Awesome. So let's jump right in. So You've been working for the College of Comm as an advisor for about a couple of years now, I think since 2014. How has your day-to-day job been different since the pandemic started?
It's obviously been very different in that we were in-person meeting with students all day, every day. So really my primary responsibility is meeting with students one-on-one during the day. And so I would have anywhere from 5 to 7 hours. So really the bulk of the work that I've been doing hasn't changed much. It's just the medium and the way that I'm doing it. I think there's been many aspects of this that have actually been beneficial, to be perfectly honest. I enjoy working from home. It feels a little bit more efficient. And the other good thing is that I have an opportunity to move quickly, and being home and taking away some of those other factors that influenced a day-to-day operational. The day-to-day operations, those things being eliminated have given me more time and our office more time to expand a lot of the resources that we've been able to offer to our students. So in some ways, it's actually been highly beneficial for us.
So it's almost like staying home has given you more time to be able to put into your job.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So how else would you say that this year's recruiting process is different from previous years?
It's really changing the way that companies are promoting themselves and going about the advertising and marketing and PR of their industries. So I do think that it's going to change some of those things that might be available as students seek entry-level jobs or internships for this summer. I do think there's going to be an increase in competition. I think there's a lot of companies right now that are still in limbo and they're waiting to see what they can do. So many companies haven't even posted their summer internships yet. They're waiting. Many companies, we've talked to them and they've made the statement, we don't want to post something and have to rescind it again. So we would rather wait to see what we can do and know we can do moving forward so that once they post it, they know that it's going to kind of hold true to the description as they post it. So we're hearing that from companies too. So I think it's changing and delaying a bit of the application process for the internships especially. But I do think that There is some, probably we're going to see some carryover from the class of 2020 and all of those students who were entering the workforce last year who couldn't gain much traction.
You mentioned obviously that it's going to be more competitive, or that you think it's going to be more competitive. How can a senior who is going to graduate this semester, who was unable to get an internship last semester, how do you think someone like that can stand out in such a competitive new environment?
I think one of the things that we're advising students is, they should be flexible in what they're looking for. And that might mean they were convinced they wanted to enter the workforce as an entry level student. But now one of the things that we've been recommending a bit is take this summer to do a postgraduate internship, put themselves in a position where instead of jumping right to the workforce, they're now still gaining more experience to make themselves more marketable. The other thing is, students need to have a good understanding of what makes them the unique and best candidate. So they need to be able to present themselves, brand themselves with a branded message to a company about, this is who I am. These are the experiences that I have. This is the story I can tell about how I bettered myself during COVID-19. And that is something that employers, by and large, have been telling us. They want to hear from students, even if they couldn't get an internship, did they take advantage of that time to do anything else to help them?
So what do you think is the biggest mistake that people have in their resumes and cover letters that they think makes them unique, or they think is standing them out, but is actually disqualifying them to the employer?
One of the things that I think students think about when they think about experience is, I had this job and this job and this job. And what we know in the communications and media industry is companies want to know what they've done in relationship to this area. They want to see focused experiences. So I think one of the issues that we see, one of the things that I frequently correct on a resume would be, it's great that you've had a job and can speak to that you're hireable, that you're responsible, that you have those things, but you want to be able to present yourself with those targeted, focused experiences as it relates to the job that you're going for. You want to be able to outline your most targeted, focused experiences as it relates. And that could be a combination of classroom experience. That could be clubs and activities and organizations that you've been involved in as a student. So it could be comm radio or PSN TV or writing for Valley Magazine. But those are still tangible, hands-on skills that are showing that you could manage that at the next level.
I want to know what your best piece of networking advice would be for people entering into the workforce.
Our alumni are some of our greatest tools, because the Penn State mentality from an alumni standpoint as a whole is very much pay it forward and kind of pay it back. So we have so many engaged, talented, motivated alums that are out there in every aspect of the industry. I think networking is one of those things. It takes practice, but rarely, if you're reaching out to gain experience and advice and suggestions from an alum first, that is probably one of the greatest tools that our current students could be doing, whether they're graduating seniors or underclassmen. If there's a connection, if you're asking someone just for advice or suggestions, just to have a conversation, to tap into their experience, people like to talk about themselves.
Just forming a relationship with somebody.
Exactly. It pays huge dividends because you're not asking them for something tangible. You're not asking them to make a donation. You're not asking them to do anything except tell you about themselves. What advice do they have, and suggestions and any recommendations they may have, without going into the conversation with a hard ask. It's really just allowing that relationship, as you mentioned, to develop organically. And then those things will fall into place. But one of the top things about networking is making sure that students are then front of mind. So if they've talked to 10 individuals who then have 20 other conversations, there's a lot of people thinking about them and hearing their name. And that's how things happen.
Lastly, I would like to ask you, do you have any additional resources that you think that juniors and seniors could take advantage of that they may not know about now?
We offer resume and cover letter writing workshops. We can do mock interviews. We are in the process of looking at different platforms that allow our students to practice some of those video interviews that many companies are going to now. Those are some of the other things. We are hoping to still have a virtual etiquette dinner that would take place later in the semester, giving our graduating seniors and other students an opportunity to learn, how do you dine professionally if you're in that situation? So obviously that's taken a bit of a back burner, right now, but it's
Not
still
much dining together in COVID
Correct.
times.
Yes, not much dining together, but still valuable skills to have and to have experience with. And that's something that we've done. So we're going to try to shift that to that platform and do that virtually so that we can at least engage with students and talk about that a little bit. We do have the 2 communication specific internship and career fairs coming up this spring. The first of which is this Friday, which is jobexpo.com. That is the one that we normally host at the hub. And obviously it's going to be virtual, but it's going to have an opportunity. We're going to be bringing in companies from all over. And the emails that everyone gets from Bob are very, very valuable, but really just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to opportunities that exist.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time today, Julie.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. And yes, let me know if you need anything else.
Thank you for tuning in today. I'm Samantha Menuza. Have a great night.
From the students of Penn State Meteorology, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. It is student meteorologist Caroline Castora here with your Campus Weather Service forecast for PSN News. Taking a look at this week's weather headlines, the big story is heavy snow that will come on Thursday, and it will affect our areas, but it is too early to tell how much and the exact totals we will be getting. Thaw is this weekend, and we will have some nice weather. It will be cool outside, however, we'll have some partial clearing in the sky, so you might even be able to see some sun when you are participating in thaw from your homes around the state. And we might have a potential warm up. I use this term loosely because warm means not below freezing in this time of year, but that's something to look forward to. Taking a look at our future weather, the snow showers are moving through, and we will clear up for Wednesday. You might even see some sun. Look at that, clear skies by Wednesday afternoon. And then our future weather, as you watch, you will see our next system will come from the west. Wednesday we're still clear, but here's Thursday where our big snowstorm is moving in. We are still looking at these totals, so we aren't exactly sure what they will be yet, but just know that there will be snow, and then the further southeast you go, it will be more of an ice wintry mix. So for tonight, expect a temperature of 12, and it'll be mostly cloudy skies, which is pretty typical for winter around us. For tomorrow, expect a high of 36 and some partial clearing. It's not going to be completely sunny, but it's also not going to be a completely cloudy day, which is normal for us here in State College. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast, you can see snow on Thursday, and then that'll continue into Friday. But then, like I said earlier, it will clear out for thaw as our dancers will be standing for 46 hours from their apartments all around State College. And then looking up at Monday, you can get excited for that 40 degrees we see as our temperature for the day. I hope you guys have a great evening. Thank you for watching.
The Senate acquitted former President Donald Trump in a 57-43 vote in his second impeachment trial on Saturday. The vote came on the 5th day of trial, with only 7 Republican senators voting in favor of conviction. The House was short of 67 total votes needed to bar Trump from running for public office again. The news comes after the House impeached Trump last month on a charge of incitement of insurrection for his role in the deadly attack on the Capitol. The trial was the 4th of an impeached president and the 2nd for Trump. In response to the decision, Trump issued a statement saying this was, quote, yet another phase of the greatest witch hunt in the history of our country.
President Joe Biden is in the process of his first legislative achievement. Republican and Democratic mayors and governors from the areas which suffered the most from the pandemic's economic fallout were invited to the Oval Office on Friday. Biden pressed the bipartisan group of local officials for help for his $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief plan. The plan will help the millions of unemployed workers and the reopening of schools. The group consisted of 4 governors, including Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York and Governor Larry Hogan of Maryland. There were also 5 mayors, including Jeff Williams of Arlington, Texas. Williams said Arlington needs urgent help since cities were crushed when similar aid was removed by Congress in December, preventing the passing of a relief bill. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said, quote, the time to go big is now, end quote, as she pushed for a more global stimulus during a meeting with the group of 7 wealthy economies.
COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths continue to trend downward, but don't put your mask down just yet. As we cross the pandemic's one-year mark, the daily number of new cases and deaths still remain much higher than the first two peaks in the spring and summer of 2020. A national milestone of vaccinations was reached last week on February 11th with about 34.7 million people receiving at least one dose of the vaccine. And with the more recent emergence of variants, health officials remind us to continue to redouble our efforts to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
The national anthem has not been played at any of the Dallas Mavericks games so far this season, but that is about to change. The NBA now issued the statement saying that all teams must play the national anthem going forward. The statement was issued by NBA's Chief Communications Officer Mike Bass. The Mavericks owner Mark Cuban directed that the Star-Spangled Banner would not be played due to a change in their pre-game ritual. While Cuban said that the Mavericks respect the anthem and the country, but, quote, "We also hear the voices of those who do not feel the anthem represents them," end quote. In the past, the NBA's requirement to stand during the anthem was not enforced by NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, as players have chosen to kneel in protests of social injustice. Bass said that since fans are being welcomed back into the arenas, the national anthem will be played to keep up with the long-standing league policy.
And that's all tonight for On PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.